Whether the team is giving us the highest of highs or the bluest of blue, we'll cover it all here. The Commanders Nightly News. I, of course, am your host, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. Let's get to tonight's lead story. As painful as it was to relive the 10-point fourth quarter blown lead, I went back and I watched the game as I customarily do. But I really focused in on that 10-minute stretch, essentially, when we managed to give the football game away. Dax Milne scored a touchdown to make it 16-7, ultimately 17-7, pending the extra point, with roughly 14 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The defense then surrendered a field goal. There was a pick six opportunity in there that was taken away from us by the officials. You could argue it was a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. Either way, you're not wrong. Because from my vantage point, thought it was good football. Both guys were jockeying for positioning. Our guy was looking back for the football. He picked it off, took it the other way. They thought it was too much contact. That's fine. All right. You can call pass interference just about on every play if you want, just like hold it. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I thought they were letting us play. You know, that was the theme of the day. They were letting us play in the secondary. So that's the problem that I usually have with the ladies' man's officiating group, is that they pick and choose when they don't feel like letting you play. There's an inconsistency there where they let you play, and they let us play for much of the game, which was the disappointing part, is when we had an opportunity to put the game away, you decided you didn't want to let us play. But they let Benjamin St. Juste be physical all day long with Justin Jefferson, which is the only way I think you can defend him. You have to be physical with him. If you try to play finesse with him and run with him, he's going to gobble you up. You got to lay hands on that young man. And Juice did that. But I watched that sequence in the fourth quarter of us slowly dying and allowing that lead to evaporate and ultimately losing that game. And to me, that 10 minutes where that lead crumbles from 10 to 0 to us ultimately finding ourselves possessing the football with 13 seconds left, down 3. That 10-minute span to me is a microcosm of where we are and where the Vikings are. And it's not that big of a difference, but still it is. We have a lot of shortcomings, and I thought they were all highlighted. Well, not all of them. Most of them were highlighted in that 10-minute span. So let's kind of go through how we got to where we got to. So you get the touchdown. It's 17-7. I'm allowing myself to think crazy. Commercial break. We're up 10. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, we're actually going to be 5-4. We're going to win 4 in a row, and we're going to go into Monday night with a shit ton of confidence. We can beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I typed in the fateful words that I wish I didn't type in now looking back in the MOBB after the touchdown. Defense, you know what you have to do. That's what I typed in. That was the message. That was it. In that situation, the defense knows exactly what they have to do. They do the same thing every time, which is give up points. Every time. Without question, our defense always gives up points in a situation where we've got a chance to build upon a lead. When we get up 2 scores, every single time like clockwork, our defense gives it up. Which is why we never win big. Which is why we always have a struggle on our hands. We can never be comfortable because the defense never allows us an opportunity to go and try to be comfortable. And it's not just them. The offense never builds on the lead either. Because the defense only gave up a field goal. I would prefer them to give up nothing, and they were this close to giving up nothing. As a matter of fact, they were this close to adding to the lead. But they gave up a field goal. They had several third downs on that possession to get off the field, and they didn't. Until it was too late, and they got a field goal. Okay, this is where we start. 17-10, Washington. At this moment, momentum is starting to swing just a bit, just a tad bit. Vikings have scored. They've responded. You know their history, okay? They've won 5 games in a row. And of the 5 wins, probably 3 of them have come late in the game, come from behind victory fashion. You know what you're up against. If you're Scott Turner, Uncle Mo has sat up in his chair for the first time in the 4th quarter and he's thinking about getting up. This is when I need your best work. That shit you've been holding on to, some of those plays you've been thinking, man, this is the time for it right now. Up 7, momentum starting to swing. I'm hearing Vikings fans faintly in the background chanting defense. This is when I need your shit. Whatever you got, I need it right now. That Curtis Samuel run, for whatever reason you've been hanging on to for 3 quarters, I need that shit right now. That tight end screen you've been holding on to for 6 weeks to Amani Rodgers, I need that shit right now. Whatever you got, I need the shit right now, because every single person will tell you when you're trying to mount a drive, the very first down is the most important. So whatever you got, I need it now. We come out, and on the very first play, we run the football. Okay, fine. No creativeness, just a simple run to Brian Robinson. He gains 2 yards. Okay, fine. 2nd and 8. You then decide on 2nd down that you want to run, for whatever reason, that stupid ass fake screen one way, throw the screen back the other way play, right? Why? Don't ask me. I don't know. It just bothers me. We lose a yard. It's 3rd and 9 now. Throw it to Brian Robinson. Of all people, too. Of all the guys you can throw the football to, they'll never see this coming. We're going to throw it to Brian Robinson. Doesn't matter who catches that screen. We always lose yards. Now it's 3rd and 9. We get to 3rd and 9, and we've got an opportunity. Heineke's got time. Can't find anybody open. Doesn't want to force it, which I would recommend you don't in this particular situation. Checks it down to Antonio Gibson, who looks like if he just turns around and runs straight, he will barrel through a defender and pick up the 1st down. My guy decides he wants to start dancing 7 yards into this gain, and he gets tackled about 1.5 yards short of the sticks. And I'm furious at home. Like, bro, what are you doing? Know where you are on the football field and understand what we need from you. We don't need dancing ass Antonio right now. We need hammer Antonio. Shoulder down, head down, bully through this defender, pick up the 1st down. We don't need dancing ass Antonio right now. He's short, but there's a flag. What do we have? Illegal contact in the secondary. Damn right, I'll take it. 1st down. Free 5 yards and a free 1st down that we were going to punt. In hindsight, I wish we did have to punt. It would have been better than the shit that was going to happen 2 plays later, but we didn't know that. I was excited. We got a gift. There's the 1st down that you need to settle in. So what do? We give the ball to Antonio Gibson. He tries to bounce it outside. I'm not mad at him. He's trying to make something happen. Corner makes a great play. Tackles him for a 1-yard loss at 2nd and 11. And then after that, you get Taylor Heineke, who sees a wide open Logan Thomas over the middle field. I got no problems with the read that he made. You know, everybody, the coaching staff's like, hey, you got the whip route open to Dax Milne in the flats, and it was open. Corner was going to come up, probably tackle him for maybe a 4-yard gain. I don't want him turning down shit that's open, but Logan Thomas was open. That wasn't his first read, but he was open. He airmailed it right to the safety. Was there a little bit of pressure in his face? Sure. Guy was getting bull rushed into his lap. He was fine. Make the throw. I don't want to hear any excuses. Make the throw. Interception. Defense gives up a touchdown. All right. Momentum has totally shifted. Now, Uncle Mo was thinking about getting up. He has officially gotten up, walked across the field, and he's now sitting down on the Vikings sideline. He hasn't reclined yet. He's thinking about sitting back and asking the Vikings, can they get him a beverage? He hasn't sat back yet. You have an opportunity. Okay? There's 7 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock now. It's tied at 17. You just blew and evaporated a 10-point lead. Scott, I need your best right now, bro. Whatever you got, I need it. That Curtis Samuel run you've been hoarding, I need it right now. Hey, Terry McLaurin, haven't seen him touch the football in about a quarter and a half. I need it right now. Let's force it to him. Let's do something to get our playmaker involved. You want the element of surprise? Amani Rodgers, right now. I need something from you right now. I need a difference-making call right now. Something to push the Vikings back on their heels. He comes out on the very first play. Tied up 17 all. 7 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock. And he wants it all. Heineke drops back, and guys are running 15, 20-yard routes down the field. He wants it all right now. Why? The most important thing you can do on a drive where you need it is to get a first down. He's going after the whole shebang right now. Why? You're wasting a down. Heineke doesn't see anything he likes. First of all, your quarterback just threw a pick. He's shell-shocked. The first thing I'm not looking for him to do is to try a deep shot. This is the same dude that threw in the triple coverage and got lucky earlier in the game. I'm not looking to ask him to push the shit 25, 30, 45 yards down the field. Get him an easy completion. Nope, we pushing the shit 40 yards down the field. He doesn't see anything he likes. He rolls out, ultimately throws the ball away. It's 2nd and 10. Well, don't want to end up in 3rd and 10, so what are you going to do? Weak ass run for 1 yard. Now it's 3rd and 9. Here's the difference between the Vikings defense and our defense. We played a hell of a ball game. But when they needed plays to be made, they made them. Harrison Smith with a pick. Look, he didn't do anything special. He was where he was supposed to be when he was supposed to be there, and the quarterback overthrew his open tight end, and he made a play on the football. It's 3rd and 9. They get a sack. We had opportunities on 3rd down to get off the field against the Vikings. We had opportunities on 3rd down to find a way to get off the field. They had the same opportunity. They got a sack. We got to punt the football. When we needed Scott Turner's best, he failed us. Don't put it on Heineke. Where's Terry McLaurin at? Where's Curtis Samuel at? In any capacity, do you think that in a moment where the momentum is shifting in the game, you think Kyle Shanahan's not going to get Deebo Samuel involved? You think he's not going to get George Kittle involved? You think he's not going to get Christian McCaffrey involved? You think he's not going to get one of his best playmakers involved? We need it right now. You think Cooper Kupp isn't going to touch the football? Not one single time? Not even going to get a sniff, a look? When the tide is turning, we just blew a 10-point lead, and I need this possession to be longer than 3 and out and put the defense back on the field. They're starting to get exhausted. You think Cooper Kupp's not going to get a look-see if it's Sean McVay? Hell, just look across the field at the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell. When they needed it, the guy that just got there 5 days ago is digging in our ass in every meaningful situation in the game. Their tight end showed up 5 days ago. 5 days ago. And he has 9 catches. At least 4 of them to move the sticks. Maybe even more than that. Maybe 5 of them to move the sticks. 9 catches is a third of what all of our tight ends combined this season have. We got 31 catches from 4 different tight ends this season. 31. They bring a guy in 5 days later. He's got 9 catches already for the Vikings. And cooked our ass. You think that's a coincidence? Game's on the line? He ain't looking for some random Joe Schmo. He's looking for Justin Jefferson. He's looking for Adam Thielen. He's looking for TJ Hockenson. He's looking for Dalvin Cook. He's looking for his best players. You think that's an accident? I watched football every single week. And when teams need it, you know where they're going. Good luck stopping the shit. It's not a secret the 49ers are going to get the ball to Deebo Samuel one way or another. Whether they got to hand it to him, toss it to him, throw it to him. But they're going to get it to him. We got a guy that's very similar in a skill set in Curtis Samuel. Yet every week we're struggling to get him the football. My mind hurts failing to understand how this is possible. I look at our rushing statistics. Nobody on our team is averaging over 4 yards a game. Nobody's averaging over 3.5. But then I look at Curtis Samuel and he's averaging 7 damn yards a tote. And yet, every week, it's like pulling teeth to get him the football in the run game. Here we are, 17-17. Here we are, 17-10. We need it, and we got an asset sitting here, and he doesn't see the football in any capacity. We want to run 15-yard routes down the field, get our quarterback sacked. But we'll turn around and we'll give it to a guy that's averaging 3.2 yards. We'll turn around and we'll hand it to a guy that's averaging 3.4 yards. But we won't give it to the guy that's averaging 6.8. That makes a lot of damn sense to me. We've been talking all offseason about the tight end room and how excited we are about it. Ron and company talking about how excited we are. Injuries have definitely dealt this tight end room a blow. Did it in camp. Did it in the preseason. It's done it throughout the regular season. But the one common thread, the common denominator has always been Amani Rodgers. He's been healthy. Why don't you get him the football? He's the most athletically gifted tight end we got on the team. And every time he touches it, something great happens. Not good, great. Yet we just fail to find ways to get him involved. Terry McLaurin, coming off of 2 monster games in which in the 4th quarter, he did some of his best work. 2 weeks in a row. Game on the line, 17-10. You're clinging to a lead. Uncle Mo is sitting up thinking about walking across the field. Does Terry get a sniff? No. Okay, 17-17. Now you got to have it. Uncle Mo has gotten his ass up. He's walked over to the Vikings sideline, and he's thinking about reclining. He's sitting up, but he's thinking about sitting back, getting a beverage and getting comfortable. Does Terry get a sniff? No. What about Curtis Samuel? Can he get a touch? I don't give a shit how you do it. Throw it to him, give it to him, hand it to him, toss it to him. He had a 16-yard run in this game in the first half. Can he get another sniff? Nah. Well, what the hell do we have these dudes for then? What are we doing? Because I watched the Vikings get the football, tied at 17. And you know what they did? They got the football to the guys that matter repeatedly. Over and over and over again. TJ Hockenson, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. Specifically, TJ Hockenson on that last drive killed us. With a sprinkle of Dalvin Cook. Defense got tired. We needed to stop. 2nd and 9. TJ Hockenson for 13. First down. They throw it again. Jonathan Allen, just a second too late, smashes Kirk Cousins. He gets rid of the football. The difference is they get the sack. We just get there just a second too late. 2nd and 10. They run a delayed draw to Dalvin Cook. He gets 9.5 yards. Are you effing kidding me? They're giving you an opportunity to make this 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, and you let them go right up the middle, right up the teeth of your defense for 9 yards. Then they go jet sweep to who? Justin Jefferson. You know why? Because in the most crucial moments, I want my best players touching the football. TJ Hockenson, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. There wasn't even a thought with Kevin O'Connell who's getting a rock. 3rd and 4. So we finally get a stop. Here we are, 3rd and 4. TJ Hockenson. Catch for 6. First down. Their best players are involved when it matters most. Meanwhile, we're over here trying to figure out what the hell, how to solve the damn Rubik's Cube with the game on the line. It's not rocket science. Their guys are just better than our guys. It starts with our coaching staff. They're just better than us. And it just trickles down onto the field. This shit is hard to watch, and you see it. Play needs to be made. One of their guys steps up and makes it. We need a play to be made. We're watching, waiting for somebody else to go make the play. I thought you was going to make it. I thought you was going to make the play. I thought you was going to make the play. Somebody make the damn play. Rivera always says the play doesn't care who makes it. Well, damn, somebody make the goddamn play then. I don't give a shit. If the play don't care, I don't care. Somebody make it then. Nobody did. Benjamin St-Juste gets the stop. Back of the end zone. Forces a 4th down with 1 minute and 55 seconds left. You still got your timeout. First of all, Ron Rivera, this is what I'm talking about. This is coaching staff failing us. When I tell you the shortcomings were on full display. Ron's got a timeout. Vikings run Dalvin Cook on 2nd and 10 or 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. He gets down to about let's call it the 4. That play ends at about 2:24. You think Ron calls his final timeout? Nah. You know what Ron says? Analytics told me, don't call the timeout. I don't know who your analytics guy is, but he's a dumbass and he's wrong. Because they've been doing this study for the last 20 years. Everybody knows that you call your timeout on the north side of 2 minutes, not on the south side of the 2-minute warning. You call your timeout on the north side. And the only way you don't call your timeout is if there's like 2 minutes and 8 seconds, 2 minutes and 6 seconds, because now there's no penalty for the Vikings to throw the football because the clock's going to stop. It's 2:24 though when that play ends. You call that last timeout. Why? Because the Vikings now have a decision to make. Either I'm going to run the football, run it down to the 2-minute warning, right, and kick this field goal, or I'm going to try to score the touchdown, which you want to score the touchdown. They went for the touchdown after the 2-minute warning, and they didn't get it, and we still had our timeout. But here's the difference. With the Ridgeway penalty, and Ron's like, well, we didn't know they were going to throw it. Doesn't matter what you thought or didn't know what they were going to do. It doesn't matter. You call that timeout. Because the timeout in this particular situation isn't as critical as the time. The time is the thing that you need. You can figure it out. Once you get the ball back, this is how much time we got. This is what the situation is. You can work around that. It's great to have a timeout in your back pocket, but guess what? Time is of the essence. Had that same John Ridgeway penalty occurred on the north side when you should have called your last timeout. Let's say the play, everything happens exactly the same way, except you call your timeout after that play was run with like 2:23 left. They ran a play that took all of 5 seconds because if you recall, after the incompletion, it was 1:55 left when they went to attempt the field goal. So it would have been 2:18 left. Ridgeway gets the penalty. That first play they run, still north of 2 minutes, and the clock's going to stop at the 2-minute warning. Now they do the same shit they did, right? You're getting the ball back with at least 30 some odd seconds left. At least 30 seconds left instead of 13. All because you called your timeout on the north side of the 2-minute warning, not the south side. But he said his analytics guy told him to do that. That was his excuse. Analytics told me to do that. Ron, that's clownery 101 right there. And for you to just say, well, the analytics guy told me, so that's just what I did. That's clown shit. And I love Ron to death. That's clown shit. You've been watching football. You know better. You call the timeout. The only time you don't call it is if it's right around 2 minutes and 7 seconds, 2:06, because now there's no penalty for them throwing the football or running it. There's no penalty for them throwing it and being incomplete because the clock's going to stop anyway. You forced them to make a decision at 2:23. Do I want to run this all the way down? Do I want to give up an opportunity to potentially get to the end zone by running it and getting it down to the 2-minute warning and then kicking the field goal? Or do I want to throw this thing into the end zone, risk an incompletion, and they stop the clock for them again? And they would have done that. So you would have gotten the best of both worlds because you would have got them throwing the football into the end zone. Clock would have stopped with the incompletion that was forced by Juice. They're going to have to kick the field goal on the north side of the 2-minute warning at 2:18. You're going to get the football back with about 2:18 left. After they kick the field goal, probably 2:15 left. No timeouts, but you got the 2-minute warning. You got plenty of time to go down and do these boys. He botched it. But again, all of our shortcomings were on full display during this 10-minute meltdown where we blew this lead and lost this game. Starts with Scott Turner, bleeds down to Ron Rivera, and then it hits the field with a lack of execution by the guys on the football field. We're up 10. You know what teams like to do when you get up by double figures? We never saw the football up 10, right? But you know what teams like to do when they get up late in ball games? They like to run. Except we can't. And because we don't have a dynamic run game, the one part of that game, run game that is dynamic, you should be featuring every opportunity that you get, which is Curtis Samuel. But we don't. Make it make sense. You want to run out the clock? You want to sustain the football? Sustain a drive? Put Minnesota back on their heels? Take the momentum away from them? How about you feature Curtis Samuel a little bit? How about you get him involved? How about you get creative? Put him in the backfield with Antonio Gibson. Fake it to one guy, give it to the other guy. Have one guy go out this way, fake it to the other guy, throw it to the guy that got faked the first time around. That shot across the formation. Like, I need your best right now. I need some shit that Vikes haven't seen on film right now. I need something from you. We get nothing from you. Help us. We're drowning and we're looking for Scott Turner to throw us a life raft, and every time he just looks at us with a blank stare like, I got nothing for you. You either learn how to swim or you about to die. Defensively, as good as they played in this game, we needed to stop. Taylor Heinicke didn't throw 2 back-to-back interceptions like Carson Wentz did in the Jaguars game. He threw 1. The game was still tied at 17. With 5 minutes to go, they got the football back. Did the Vikings. You had a chance. They got the football at their own 45-yard line. You didn't have to give up points. But you did. Somebody make a play. Somebody make a play. Nobody did. You had 2 opportunities. They gave you 2 opportunities to find a way to preserve this game for the offense that just needed a life raft. The offense needed a life raft. Hey, we're struggling over here. Help us out. You give up the Dalvin Cook touchdown. It's tied. All right. Give us a chance. Fine. You got them. They're in the field goal range. Give us a chance. Get a stop with 2:47 left. Nope. You give up 3rd and 4. You got them 2nd and 10. They run a draw. You give up a 9-yard run. You've been doing great against the run all game long. All of a sudden now Dalvin Cook is piercing you for 6 and 9 and 5. Stand up. Somebody make a play. The Vikings are making plays. That's the difference. Their coaching staff gets it. Their players on the field get it. And when the game's on the line, it's the reason why. Well, both teams have been very effective in one-score games. Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, they're 5-0 in games decided by one score or less. We came into the game, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 3-1 or 4-1, something to that effect. The only game we lost was the Titans game. Every time we're in one of these types of affairs, usually we come out on top. But we saw what happened in the Titans game, where our shortcomings reared its ugly head and we lost that game. And our shortcomings reared its ugly head and it was on full display in this game. All of it. I just told you about it. Watching it over again, it was like somebody forcing me to watch my mother and father have sex. Disgusting. I wanted to vomit watching that shit. Because I knew what was about to happen. And it could have been avoided. We got to do better, man. This shit is ridiculous. We didn't have to lose that game. We should not have lost that football game. In other news, let's go around the division quickly. We'll go around the conference real quick and we'll get out of here. So this was a great opportunity that we just fumbled. We fumbled a great opportunity. No Cowboys, no Giants. Both were on a bye week. Eagles had won on Thursday Night Football against the Texans already, so they had already taken care of business. All you wanted was right there. You win this game, you get to 5-4. Now you're starting to apply a little bit of pressure from the bottom of the division on the Giants and the Cowboys. Because if they start slipping up, you know, what was once a guaranteed wild card, like, hey, we definitely getting in. Hey, Washington sneaking up and saying, hey, if you don't want that shit, let me have it. This was a great opportunity to really apply pressure. Beat an opponent. And what did I talk about? And we've already destroyed any opportunity of doing what I said we needed to do. I said, if you're serious about winning the division, which we're not, clearly. All right. If you're serious about winning the division or really making a strong playoff push, you needed to go 6-2 against the two divisions that we were playing. NFC North, AFC South. Two garbage ass divisions, right? The best team in the NFC North, we just went toe-to-toe with, had a 10-point lead on them. Second best record in football, not in the conference. In football, we had those bitches on the ropes and we let them off the hook. That shit is frustrating. We should sweep that division. Instead, Detroit has 2 wins. One of them came from us. You beat Chicago. You beat Green Bay. You should have beaten Detroit or Minnesota. AFC South. Beat Indianapolis. Beat Jacksonville. Still got Houston. And you should have beat Tennessee. That's the best they've got to offer in that division, and you had them right where you wanted them, and you let them off the hook. This was your last opportunity to do it. You beat Minnesota, all right? You go 3-1 in that division. You beat Houston, you go 3-1 in that division. There's your 6-2 that I was talking about before the season started. But that's too much like right. We never do the shit that everybody else is doing. We never take the path of least resistance. We always got to do shit the hard way. Now you've lost another game against a team in one of the two divisions that you didn't have any business losing to. Now the best you can do is 5-3 against. I'm telling you right now, with the Giants and the Eagles, and they're going to mop those two divisions up. Mop their ass up. We're going to be the only ones that don't go 6-2 or better against those two divisions, which is why our record is the way it is. Because we didn't take advantage of the schedule like everybody else is going to do. Shit is maddening. It's frustrating. Because nobody else is going to fumble the bag like we just did. We had an opportunity to be 5-4 and applying pressure. That's what I'm about. Applying pressure. I'm trying to put foots on necks. No, we want to let people up. We want to extend a hand. I'm trying to put a knee on your esophagus. We over here extending hands. Come on, man. Let me help you up. Ain't nothing nice about this game. But we always seem to be the nice guys. So let's look at the entire conference now. The division is long gone. We effed that up. Let's take a look at the conference though. So what you see in front of you is all 16 teams in the NFC, broken down by division. Obviously, the NFC East is at the top. And here are your seeding. All right, here's your seeding. Philadelphia is your 1 seed right now. The Vikings are your 2 seed. 3 seed would be the Seattle Seahawks right now at 6-3. Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be your 4 seed right now as a division winner at 4-5. Dallas would be your 5 seed at 6-2. Giants would be your 6 seed at 6-2. And then your 7 seed would come from the NFC West right now with the San Francisco 49ers, who are on a bye week at 4-4. We would have leapfrogged them had we won. They were in the 7 hole going into week 9. They didn't play. We would have won. We would have leapfrogged them by a half game at 5-4. We just don't know how to take care of business. Too much success for us at one time. Too much. So now with the loss, 49ers are ahead of us. They're currently the 7 seed. The Atlanta Falcons at 4-5 are ahead of us now. They're the 8 seed. And then your Washington Commanders come in as the 9th seed at 4-5 as well. So the beauty of the Juice Weasel is the 8 seed Atlanta Falcons, we play them. The 7 seed San Francisco 49ers, yeah, we play them. So everything we want is still in front of us. Still got these boys right here twice. Still got them one more time. Still got them one more time. Everything we want is right in front of us. But do you really think that this staff is going to do enough to win the amount of games that we need to win to get us where we ultimately want to go? That's what you got to ask yourself. I thought Jack Del Rio took a step in the right direction. Called a beautiful corner blitz, a cat blitz with Benjamin St. Juice. Did some good things. Mixed some shit up. I thought them taking Juice and saying, you got Justin Jefferson today. I thought that was pure genius and brilliant. I thought them going to Danny Johnson instead of Rashad Wild Goose, I thought that was pure brilliance on their part. Jack Del Rio deserves a ton of credit. And maybe Chase Young coming back is that one missing piece that we need to take us from almost there to getting there and getting the quarterback down or forcing that turnover or forcing that stop that gets us off the field in some of these critical situations. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Who's to say? I don't want to put that kind of pressure on him when he comes back. But I do know that this offense has to be better. And I don't necessarily trust the guy that's supposed to help us get there in Scott Turner. I don't trust him. He may be better this week. I'll just tell you this. Being that he's going to have an extra day to prepare, you may get some wrinkles. You may get some cute stuff from him this week. But this is the last week that we'll have any type of elongated preparation other than the actual bye week, preparing for the Giants the second time around. Other than that, every week is going to be a normal work week. And normally when we get normal work weeks, we get normal, regular ass Scott Turner, which is below average in this league as a coordinator. Regular Scott Turner is below mid. I'm frustrated. I'm not going to lie to you. Watching that shit over again was excruciating. We had no business losing that game. None. My Sunday night did not go the way that it should have gone. That's going to do it for me, your man Louie T here, on another installment of Commander's Nightly News. I look forward to chopping it up with you guys live tomorrow night. Remember, work week's going to be a little bit different because we play on Monday night. They won't start the actual practice week until Thursday, not Wednesday. So it'll be a little bit different this week, but we'll still have plenty to talk about on Wednesday night leading up to what's a massive game, right? Because, look, in my mind, I told myself, you got to win one of these two games against Minnesota or Philadelphia. Pick one. And if you forced me to pick, I would have told you, well, give me the Philadelphia one. Hates that your win streak has to be snapped. But if you're going to end up in the same spot anyway at 5-5, regardless of whatever happens, I'd much rather start a new streak by beating the former undefeated Philadelphia Eagles in their building on Monday Night Football for all to see. I would rather do that than to keep the streak going, beat Minnesota, and then lose to Philadelphia and let them make it 9 in a row to kick off their season. So there's still an opportunity to do that. And if you do that, it builds a different type of confidence. It starts another streak. Then you got Houston and then Atlanta, and then you have an opportunity to really get frisky. You lose to the Eagles. You drop to 4-6. Now, even if you put together a little win streak, it's only just getting you back to 500. This is the importance of winning games that are there to be got, because you don't put yourself in a position where you're digging yourself out of a hole and you're working from behind. It's nothing worse than working a bunch of overtime just to get your check, just to realize all I did was break even by working all of this overtime. You know what feels good? Like Tony, it feels good when you work a bunch of overtime, you get your check, and you got an extra $400 or $500 and you're like, damn, that's what I'm talking about. This overtime, that's where this shit is at. You know what sucks? Is doing that same exact thing, getting that extra $400 or $500 and realizing that shit ain't even yours. You owe somebody money. That's gone before you even get it. All that extra work, got nothing to show for it. Lose to Philadelphia because you just lost a game that you should have won, just like you should have beat Tennessee, where you shouldn't even be in this position, but you are. Lose to Philadelphia, fall to 4-6, and even if you find a way to beat Houston and Atlanta, guess what? You just 6-6. That's it. That's all. Instead of you being 8-4 or 7-5, you just 6-6. You just barely 500. Now, if you lose to the Giants before the bye, you right back on the 500, where you always seem to find yourself. That's why this game is huge. But do you trust us to go there and win? I like our chances, but I don't love them. But we got plenty of time to talk about that, man. Don't let me rain on your parade on this Tuesday. Go have a good one, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll come back. We'll chop it up on Wednesday night. Look forward to doing that with you guys. Until then, have a good one. Take care.
Here comes the diesel. Here comes the diesel. There's the snap. Hand to Riggins. Good hold. He's got the first down to the 40. He's gone. The 35, the 30, the 20.